So I'm gonna have Miss Ola or Miss Sabrina, whoever has the mic. Also, we like to hear from you first because hearing from you actually helps direct kind of how we tailor some of the presentation. Um, but we talked about what you want to do in retirement, right? What it looks like, that one word. But what does secure retirement? What is a secure financial future? What does that look like? What does the word secure and security mean to you? Anybody?
What? Yes.
As a single lady, for me, it means having the resources to maintain all of my sustainable needs, housing, food, and health care, and, transportation, and, supporting things, family, or whatever, and helping those things that are dear to my heart without being in the position I was many, many, many years ago, trying to find the ends to make them meet, and I don't know, Peter or Paul, all of them got robbed, but now, to be in a position where you can, because I'll share this just quick story. Many years ago, and I may have shared this previously, when after my dad passed, I was trying to help my mom financially, and I would take my mortgage payment and send it to my mom to help her. And I nearly lost my home twice.
Mm-hmm.
And God told me, you do it one more time, and I'm not going to make a way for you. He said, you're doing the right thing for the wrong reason and the wrong way.
Mm.
So if you'll be a good steward over what I've given you first, then I'll make sure you have what you need to help your mother. And once I repented and did that, everything was fine. So I think it's having the resources to be comfortable, to sustain yourself, but also to be a blessing to others.
Yeah. Wow. Miss Jerry needs to be up here. That's all we need to hear.
Yeah.
The right reason and the right way. Because we can't always see our way, but if we trust Him for the end result, and we just trust and obey and do things for the right reason and the right way, that's a simple formula. I love that.
I worked for the school system all my life, adult life. And the districts I worked in, we got paid once a month, the 25th. So that's 12 times a year. So you were either behind with all your bills, or you got to the point where you were ahead. And when you were able, well, I started off behind because I wasn't expecting this once a month, and bills were due on the 1st or the 15th, and I wasn't getting paid till the 25th. So I was playing catch up. But when I got to the point, it took years where I could be ahead. I didn't even realize the stress that I was under until I didn't have it anymore. So I think in retirement, it's just having the peace of mind. We know that with God, all things are possible, and He gives us peace. But there's another peace when your bills are paid and you don't have to give any thought to how am I going to come up with this money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, love it.
Love that. Love that. Peace. Peace and joy. I took that out of what Miss Sabrina said.
Can I just say, and
Yes.
because it also gives me confirmation from the sermon series, but what I love about what she said was you don't have to give a thought, right? And the Bible talks about that. But primarily to me, it's the lack of stress. Security comes with a confidence and a faith, and that's how I would like retirement to be in my house, just a certain security.
And what just triggered in my brain when you said that was, y'all just sat on those chairs, right? You just plopped down.
Mm-hmm.
Because you expected the chair to be there and to sustain you. You were like, oh Lord, is this chair going to hold me? You just sit down. Like, that's how you want to walk through life, with that level of certainty. You just cut on the lights. You just flip a switch. You don't know all the things that took place to make that light come on. You just flip the switch and you expected the lights to be on. Like, that's a life of faith and security. Just having that level of peace. So I love that. So there's some decisions though that you have to make. Any of you heard of the FIRE number? Have any of you heard that term, FIRE number? Who has? Raise your hand. Okay, you can't remember what it means? Okay, so FIRE, there are two ways you can look at it. FIRE can be I'm firing my job. But the F.I.R.E. stands for Financial Independence Retiring Early. So that's the new term that people are using to talk about, because oftentimes when I meet with folks, I'll say, so you saving for retirement? And they'll go, yeah. So okay, how are you saving? The company's taking some money out of my check. Okay, how much are they taking? I don't make 1%, 3%. I'm not sure. Are they matching? I think so. Well, how do they match? You're just kind of winging it. Like somebody else is doing it, but you have no idea what they're doing, how they're doing it, what they're investing in. Are you going to have enough? Like we don't have a number oftentimes that we're working towards. We're really just kind of trusting that someone else going to have our best interests at heart and make sure that we can live well in retirement. And then I'll ask them, okay, so let me see what you're investing in your 401ks, your IRAs, all those things. And it's like, okay, well, this is pretty conservative. Do you mean to be conservative? Like, I'm not sure what that means. Are you trying to be more aggressive? I mean, you're 30. You can be a little bit maybe moderate or aggressive. So these are just terms that you have to become comfortable with learning, so that you really understand that you're on a path to getting to where you want to be. Like, no one will jump in a car and say, I'm going to California and just drive. Like, you're going to pick a road. You're going to decide, I'm going to go highway, I'm going to do back roads because I want to be more scenic, or I just want to go fast. You have to make decisions because there are a lot of options and opportunities out there. And you have to decide what's comfortable for you. Because that's why I hear a lot of people afraid of the stock market, because they're like, oh, remember all those people who lost all their money? I was like, who are the people and how much did they lose? Well, no, I just heard that because, okay, so let's get facts. Let's stop just buying into the hoopla. Let's get some facts. And do you know those people? Did you continue to talk to them? Did you talk to them 5 years later? Did you see if the money came back? Did they earn it back? Did they earn more? Did they earn less? You don't get the full story. So you have to not only pick your path based on the route you want to take, scenic, back roads, highway, what's comfortable for you, know your triggers, know how you're going to behave, and make decisions in accordance to that, because there are a lot of ways you can do things. It's about what will you stick to? What will you be comfortable with? What won't you panic about? So FIRE stands for, we said, financial independence, retiring early. But then the proponents, I'm going to read directly to you. It says the way, and I need you to write this down, okay? You can start calculating your FIRE number. Generally, it's 25 times your annual expenses. So you know that budget you did back in step one, right? Because y'all did that, right? Y'all did budget? Okay. Take that expense, that annual expense, and multiply it by 25. And 25 times your annual expenses is the amount of money that you expect to need in order to retire comfortably. Because typically, FIRE followers will withdraw 3 to 4% of their savings annually to cover their expenses while they're in retirement. Real simple. Take your expenses. Now, when you do that, and if that number is, some people is 500,000, some people it's $1 million, some people it's 1.5, some people it's 3 million, some people it's 5 million. Now you got to look at, okay, how much time do I have left to try to accumulate that number? And if you don't think that you're going to get there, because there are all kind of calculators out there. You can pull up calculators and figure out, it's so easy, Google, and figure out, if I put in X amount of dollars, first of all, you can go to socialsecurity.gov to figure out how much you are projected to get during your Social Security time. And then you know that if you take that number and multiply it by 25, that's how much money you know that you're going to have coming in. Prayerfully. Like I told folks, I kind of treat Social Security like gravy, because I just don't know what's going to happen with Social Security. Already pre-COVID, they were already projecting that those who retire after 2033, which is only 9 years from now,
You.
can only expect to get 75% of what they anticipated getting in Social Security, because the way that Social Security works is the income coming in from current workers is being used to pay the people who draw money out. So all the baby boomers are retired now. Y'all, all that money is coming out. We, pre-COVID, didn't have enough workers projected to make enough money to cover, to replenish the money after the baby boomers, and they're living longer.
Yep.
So they didn't know what to do then. Then COVID hit. Now I don't know where all the workers went. They evaporated went somewhere. They're not paying into the U.S. Social Security system any longer. So y'all know how y'all kids do. They are not necessary. I don't like him. They talk to me wrong, and they are gone. And they're coming and they're living with you for a little while until they find the next job that they like and makes them feel good and all on. So they are not going to be paying that much into the Social Security system. And you had the people who are leaving, like Google expats. There are droves of people moving to other countries and making money in other economies and not paying into the Social Security system. So to be honest with you, I'm an economics major. So I study cycles, I study all this stuff that they're talking about, blaming other people. It's the economy. We know what levers to push to make certain things happen. It just takes time. It's really just that simple. So squash the noise about who's in leadership and what plans they have. It's the economy. We know since the Great Depression, once things happened in the Great Depression, we figured out all the mistakes that can be made with an economy, and there are lots of paths to repairing it. It just depends on how fast you want to get there and how many sacrifices and how many people you want sacrificed and sacrificing to make it happen in a certain amount of time. It's really just as simple. That's why you have to take Economics 101 and 102 in high school. And if you did, you paid attention, you know all the things that you need to know. So, sorry, went on a little rant. But so I get a little annoyed with the things that people say because I know that it just doesn't make sense. And the blame that they put at certain people's feet, it just doesn't make sense. So I need you to understand those things that you need to know about yourself. So that's why I say Social Security is gravy, because I actually don't know I haven't heard a plan yet to actually replenish Social Security. Some of the things that you're talking about is privatizing it, giving people what they can give and be like, oops, it's bankrupt, what you want us to do about it? Like, they literally, those are the only two plans that are out there. So I say all that to say, I don't know that I would be dependent on Social Security at this stage and age of my life. And I used to be a fan of saying, oh, wait till you're 70 because you'll get 120%. You only get 100% at 67. And at 62, there's a chart where you get a certain percentage based on your year, the year that you retire. So if you retire, you are eligible at 62. And after 62, every year after, you get a certain percentage starting, I believe, at 70%. So now, not knowing what the future holds, I'm like, get what you can get as soon as you're 62 because you just don't know how much is going to be there. But make those decisions for your own understanding the numbers. But pull Social Security, your statement, pull it now, because another thing that can be happening, so when they calculate how much money you will get in Social Security, it depends on how much you paid in. So like, I have some people who like, I'm only getting this amount of Social Security. I was like, so, okay, let's look at it. Like, these years it says 0, like you didn't pay anything in Social Security. Oh yeah, so I was just working a side gig, and well, Social Security wasn't taken out, then it's not going to be calculated. And so it's going based on how much money was actually taken out. You had to actually work a W-2 job and get money taken out for you to get Social Security.